Welcome back to Chat Like a Native. You know that feeling, right? That moment. You're in an interview, maybe just a casual chat, and someone asks you something pretty simple.
Like, what did you think of the presentation?
Exactly. And your mind just goes completely blank. I mean, the ideas are all there, they're perfect in your native language, but then nothing.
Just that awkward silence. 3, maybe 4 seconds. It feels like an eternity.
And anxiety just floods in. So our mission today is to give you a complete guide to solving that exact problem. We're going to help you eliminate that silence.
So you can give those quick, confident answers that just, arrive on time.
It's about sounding more engaged and just feeling less anxious about the whole thing.
Well, the key thing to realize is that instant answers aren't really about perfect grammar. Not at all. It's about building 3 core skills.
Okay.
It's about controlling your nerves, using simple mental maps, and having what we call verbal buffers ready to go. Because that long silence, that's way more damaging in a conversation or an exam than a few small grammar mistakes.
So you've got a way for us to remember this.
We do. We're calling it the CST method. It stands for a calm brain, clear structures, and time-buying language.
CST. Okay, I like that. Let's dig in. Why does the timing, the response time, matter more than having a perfect sentence? That feels a bit backwards to me.
It's all about psychology. If you wait 4 seconds, even if you give the most brilliant answer, it's already lost some of its value. Because in that gap, the other person stops thinking about your answer and they start worrying about you.
They're thinking, did they understand me? Are they okay?
Right. Did I ask a bad question? But a fast response, even an imperfect one, it just signals confidence and understanding right away. The goal isn't to speak after you finish thinking. It's to learn how to think while you're speaking.
Okay, that's a huge distinction.
Yeah.
And that takes us right into the first pillar, C, the calm brain, winning those first 3 seconds.
Yes. Because what's happening in your body is what we call a mini emergency reaction. You get put on the spot and your heart rate goes up, your breathing gets shallow.
And that negative voice starts in your head.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a mistake.
That's the one. You have to interrupt that cycle and you have to do it fast.
So you need a physical tool for a physical reaction?
Yeah.
This is the 3-second routine you mentioned.
Absolutely. And it's so simple. First, you just breathe. 1 slow breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That immediately tells your nervous system to calm down.
Okay, breathe. What's next?
Second, you smile, or at least, relax your face. It signals to you and to the other person that you're engaged, not panicked.
And third.
Third, you speak immediately. You react to the question with a simple phrase, something like, "That's an interesting question."
So breathe, smile, speak. That's a triple win, isn't it? Your body calms down, the other person sees you're engaged, and your brain gets a couple extra seconds to actually find the answer.
Exactly. And when you practice this, don't even worry about the full answer yet. Just focus on that feeling of starting fast. You're building a new reflex to replace the panic.
A calm brain is a great start, but you still need to know what to say next, which is a perfect transition to Pillar 2, S, for clear structures.
Right. This is where we stop hoping for perfect grammar to just appear and we start using mental maps. Confident speakers have these ready-made maps in their heads, sometimes without even realizing it.
And the first one is maybe the most useful one for, say, a job interview.
Yeah.
PRE.
PRE. Point. Reason. Example. So simple. You give a direct answer, that's your point.
Okay.
You explain why, that's your reason. Then you give a little story or a detail, the example. It keeps you from rambling.
Let's use that question from before.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy working from home?
Yeah.
How would PRE work there?
Okay, so point, yes, I really do enjoy it. Reason. The main reason is it gives me a much better work-life balance.
And the example.
For instance, I used to commute for an hour and a half every day. Now I use that time to exercise or just prepare for my day. Short, clear sentences, much faster than one long, complicated one.
That's great for a direct question. But what if it's about something that's changed over time?
For that, you want the second map. PPF, past, present, future. This is a brilliant storytelling tool.
So if someone asks, how has your English learning changed over the years?
Perfect. You don't have to search for what to say. The structure is right there. Past. I used to focus only on grammar books, which was so boring.
Right.
Present. But now I focus a lot more on immersion, listening to things like this. Future. And in the future, I really want to join a conversation club to get more real-time practice. See? You can talk for a minute straight without getting lost.
Okay, but what if you get a really tricky question? Something where you have to weigh the pros and cons and you don't want to give a simple yes or no.
That's where the third map, the two sides answer, is your best friend. This makes you sound really thoughtful.
Like, is social media good or bad for language learning?
Exactly. Instead of panicking, you just present side A, the good stuff, and side B, the bad stuff.
So side A.
Well, on the one hand, it's amazing for finding authentic content and connecting with native speakers. That's side A. But on the other hand, it can be a huge distraction. Side B.
And then your own opinion at the end.
Then your conclusion. So ultimately, I think it's useful, but only if you're really disciplined about it. It buys you so much time and your answer sounds really advanced.
So we have the calm brain, we have the clear structures. Now we need the language to glue it all together to replace the, this must be pillar 3, T for time-buying phrases.
Yes. These are your strategic tools. They make sure you're speaking clear English from the very first second, even while your brain is still, firing up.
Let's break them down. The first category is just phrases to react to the question. This buys you 2 or 3 seconds right away.
Things like, that's a great question, or, let me think for a moment. They sound polite and engaged.
So if someone asks, what's the best decision you've made recently? You could just start with,
Wow, that's a great question. Let me think for a moment and see. You're talking, but your brain just got a 2-second head start.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next category?
This one is maybe the most powerful. Phrases to repeat or check the question. You are speaking, you're confirming you understood, and you're thinking, all at the same time.
So you could say something like, so you're asking about how I, and then just repeat the keywords.
Precisely. Let's say the question is, how do you handle stress at work?
Okay.
You could respond, so you're asking how I deal with stress in my job, right? Well, one thing I do is, you've bought time, confirm the question, and then you can launch right into your PRE answer. You never went silent.
And the last category, phrases to ask for clarification.
Yes. If a question is vague or you're just not sure, don't guess. Ask for more information.
So you can just say, could you repeat that? Or something a bit more advanced.
Yeah, you could say, before I answer, could you give me a quick example of what you mean? It's a productive way to delay your answer.
Let's say someone asks, how do you handle ambiguous projects? That's a tough one.
It is. So you can say, that's a good question. Could you give me an example of a project you'd call ambiguous? They clarify, and while they're talking, your brain is already formulating the answer using one of your structures.
Okay, so knowing the CST method is one thing, but actually doing it under pressure is another. It's like a muscle you have to train.
It's exactly like a muscle. You need to do drills.
So you've got some practical games for us. The first one sounds simple. The 30-second answer?
It is. You find a random question online, set a 30-second timer, and just answer it using any of the structures. The only rule is you cannot stop talking until that timer goes off.
You have to stay in motion.
Staying in motion is the key. You're retraining your brain to speak through the panic, not to stop because of it.
I like that. What's the second game? It needs a partner.
Right. This one is the 3-question chain. You answer a question for about 30 or 40 seconds, and then you have to finish by asking a related question back to your partner.
Oh, that's good. It trains that conversational flow.
It really does. It keeps you on your toes.
And the third one, shadow and switch. How does that work?
For this, you find a short audio clip of a native speaker answering a question. First, you just shadow them, you copy their rhythm and intonation.
Okay.
Then you listen to the original question again and you give your own answer, but you try to match the structure they used. If they used past, present, future, you use it too. It trains your brain to recognize and use these maps automatically.
And to really build this habit, you've laid out a kind of 7-day challenge.
Yes, a simple blueprint. Day 1 is just learning and recording yourself saying those time-buying phrases so they sound natural.
Get them into your muscle memory?
Exactly. Day 2 is just the calm brain routine. Breathe, smile, react 10 times. That's it.
Okay.
Then days 3, 4, and 5, you master one structure each day. One day for PRE, one for PPF, one for two sides. Just drilling them.
And day 6 is the final boss.
Day 6 is the real-life simulation. You pick a scenario, a job interview, an exam, and you record yourself answering typical questions from that situation, putting it all together.
That's how you turn these ideas into an actual skill.
It really is. And just, remember the final goal here. It's not to become some kind of robot that answers instantly with perfect grammar.
Right.
The goal is to be a human who can think in English while speaking without the panic. I mean, even native speakers pause and search for words. Good communication is about connection, not about perfection.
That's so true. It's about being in motion. So here's a final thought for you to take away. If mastering this CST method really means you stop freezing, how can you use that new confidence this week? What's one topic, maybe a conversation at work or a social situation, that you've been avoiding because you're afraid of making a mistake? Apply the calm brain, clear structures, and time-buying language framework immediately, and start chatting like a native.